Welcome to the Tinfoil Tabernacle, where curiosity congregates. We are two friends chasing down the truth in areas of mysteries, from cryptids to Bible beasts, ancient mysteries to modern conspiracies. Nothing is off the table, and everything is worth a second look. Let's step inside the tabernacle. We're already a few episodes deep, so if you guys haven't figured it out by now, we're just two Christian dudes exploring conspiracies, cryptids, different stuff like that. We're all kind of doing it through the lens of curiosity and faith. So we don't claim to have all the answers, but we do like asking a lot of weird questions. So I'm thinking this week we're going to go back a little bit to the Factor folklore. I'm definitely loving on it. You ready for a little game of two truths, one lie, sir?
I'm ready.
You're ready. Good. All right. Get ready for Fact or Fiction, the thrilling game show segment where we unravel the mysteries of cryptid stories. I will challenge you to separate truth from tall tales with our two truths, one lie format. Each round presents three statements about elusive cryptids. Two are true, one's a sneaky little fib. Can you spot the lie? All right. Cryptids are woven into local folklore, but which one of these stories is made up? The Jersey Devil is said to be the cursed 13th child of Mother Leeds, born in New Jersey's Pine Barrens in the 1730s. In Australia, the bunyip is a swamp-dwelling creature from Aboriginal Aboriginal mythology, often linked to mysterious water sounds. The Loch Ness Monster and Mothman were both declared official mascots of their prospective towns in the 1980s.
I'm going to go with the bunyip being the false story.
That is incorrect. The Loch Ness Monster and the Mothman have never been declared as official town mascots.
See, that's what got me tripped up.
All right.
Because,
yep.
One, I've been to Point Pleasant more than once. Been to the Mothman statue.
Yeah.
That's kind of mascotty in my mind. Actually going to Point Pleasant tomorrow again. But the bunyip, I don't know, I hadn't heard of that one before, and it kind of sounded like the name of a Pokemon that they just made up or something. So.
It does kind of sound like a Pokemon, so I'll agree with you on that one. Well, that was uncomfortable. Awesome. Okay. All right. Question number 2. Cryptids keep popping up in modern times, but which claim is false? In 2008, a supposed Bigfoot body in Georgia was revealed to be a costume, disappointing cryptozoologists. The chupacabra has been blamed for attacks in Texas, with some specimens identified as mangy coyotes. Or, in 2019, a live Jersey Devil was captured on a trail camera in New Jersey, showing a winged creature.
Well, from the way the things were stated, I would have to say that the Jersey Devil would be the false one, because how can you know
that is
for
correct.
Sure what it is?
Yeah. There is no verified trail cam footage of a winged Jersey Devil existing. All right. And question 3. Some cryptids are tied to tragedy, but which story is just folklore? Mothman sightings in 1966 and 1967 were linked to the Silver Bridge collapse in West Virginia, which killed 46 people. The Loch Ness Monster was blamed for capsizing a fish boat in 1952, though no one was harmed. And in 1909, the Jersey Devil caused widespread panic in New Jersey, with sightings reported in multiple towns.
I'm gonna guess the Loch Ness Monster is the fictional one.
You got it. There is no record of Nessie capsizing a boat in 1952. Well, you
Let's say
did
I
pretty good on
didn't
that
think I
one, my
had ever
man.
heard of the Loch Ness Monster. Yeah, I don't think I ever heard of the Loch Ness Monster actually knocking a boat over. So
Yeah. I mean, you got 2 out of 3. That's pretty good. All
Meatloaf
right,
would
brother.
say 2 out of 3 ain't bad.
Because 2 out of 3 not copyrighted. Oh, definitely not going to get copyrighted on that one. All right. I think that'll bring us over to our Triple C news, our conspiracy, cryptid, and Christian news. CCC news. All of the following are stories
Cut
of
news.
the triple news. All right. All of these are condensed versions of their original articles. We just like to announce that beforehand so that nobody tries to sit back and say, "Oh, well, you missed something." It's like, no, we just cut it. Story.
Actually,
Actually, sir. Oh, all right. We're gonna go with the conspiracy story first. Elon Musk's secret Mars colony. Ooh, he's been popping up in the news a lot lately, so this will be a little bit of fun. In the ever
seems
expanding universe, yeah.
no. I was agreeing. I said C, as in yes,
Yes.
in
Sí,
Espanol.
señor. Yes.
No.
Thought that was going somewhere. It's like, see, actually. All right. In the ever expanding universe of conspiracy theories, one that gained traction in online communities in September of 2025. Hey, that's still September. So early September of 2025 is the notion that Elon Musk and SpaceX have already established a hidden human colony on Mars. Proponents of this wild idea point to the flurry of Starship launches over the past year, suggesting that those so called test flights were actually covert missions ferrying colonists and supplies to the Red Planet. According to forum discussions on platforms like Reddit and X, Musk's public announcements about Mars colonization timelines are deliberate misdirections designed to downplay the progress that's already been made. Anomalies in NASA rover images, such as unexplained structures or rover glitches, are cited as evidence of domed habitats and rover paths avoiding human activity. While SpaceX officially states that the first crewed Mars mission is still years away, believers argue that whistleblower leaks from within the company reveal a thriving underground, or should we say underdome, settlement with dozens of inhabitants. The theory delves deeper into claims that the Perseverance rover's footage has been digitally altered to hide signs of life on Mars, with specific blurry spots in 2024 and 2025 images, allegedly scrubbed by the government agencies in collaboration with Musk. Conspiracy enthusiasts link this to broader narratives of elite escape plans, positing that the Mars colony serves as a billionaire bunker against impending earthly catastrophes like climate collapse or AI uprise. Elon himself has fueled speculation with cryptic tweets about multiplanetary life and backup plans for humanity, which theorists interpret as coded admissions. However, skeptics, including astronomers and space experts, dismiss these ideas as paranoia and wishful thinking, emphasizing that no credible evidence from telescopes or international space agencies support human presence on Mars. Recent declassified documents from the 2010s about early Mars exploration are twisted by believers to prove long standing cover ups. So we know how much you enjoy the NASA, so
Yeah.
I figured this
NASA.
would cause a little bit of an intrigue on your part.
That Elon has partnered with NASA to make a secret base on Mars.
Uh-huh.
Well, first off, you have to get past the alleged Van Allen radiation belts, which is apparently super hard now, even though we didn't have any issues with it when all the technology aboard the moon mission rocket was less than that of like a Game Boy now. But now it's super hard to get past them, and we did it. I don't know how many rockets went to the moon, apparently. Like, when there at least 3? I don't know off the top of my head, but seems pretty suspect
Yeah.
that back when the technology availability was so much less, it was so easy just to get in and out of space whenever they wanted. Now it's a lot harder, so
Yeah.
I got no idea.
Yeah.
I'm not buying it.
I'm not really reading into it much myself, but kind of a fun idea. You know, all the super elites running off to Mars while we, quote unquote, have, oh, how did they put it? Multiplanetary life and backups for humanity because, everything's going to go crappy.
Well,
I don't
that's
know.
something funny I saw recently as well. Someone was talking about, all the elites of the world. Um, and really what we know is there are places set up for like the high level government people to go to and stuff. And
Oh, yeah.
basically it's all like bunkers underground or in mountains,
Yeah.
stuff like that. And the quote I saw that was kind of funny was, if they could go to space, they wouldn't have built all these underground bunkers.
Exactly.
So,
Exactly.
like, if they actually had the ability to go there, they wouldn't need all this other stuff.
Yeah,
So it's
exactly.
something to think about. They probably can't actually run away to Mars.
I mean, that still leaves room for the secret moon base, but we'll get to that on a different episode.
And that depends. We could do a whole episode on the moon because the moon is a pretty wild thing to look at. And
It is a pretty wild
we could definitely
place.
talk about where we could definitely talk about a lot of different theories about what the moon actually is. But
Yeah.
anyway,
Yeah. Yeah. All right. We'll
we
save
won't,
that
we
for another
won't talk
episode.
about it now.
As much as I thought about it. No. All right. Cool. That's going to move us on to our cryptid story. This time, Mothman's mysterious return. In today's cryptid story, we're looking at a chilling tale that's got Ohio buzzing. The return of the Mothman, the winged harbinger of doom. Is this creature a real warning from the shadows or just another spooky story? Buckle up and let's soar into the mystery. In June 2025, truckers cruising along Ohio's Route 33 near Athens reported a heart-stopping encounter at dusk. Multiple witnesses, including veteran driver Carla Evans, described a 6-foot tall figure with massive bat-like wings and glowing red eyes hovering over a steel bridge. It wasn't no bird, Carla posted on social media, where her account went viral. It wasn't no bird. Oh, man.
It weren't no
When
bird.
her account went, yeah. I guess Ohio's part of the country, too.
Hey, I lived there for a long time.
Yeah. Yeah. I wasn't going to say too much. Didn't want to offend your home state.
Well, depends how you look at it. Florida had me first.
Yeah. Yeah. And they got a special Sam Squanch down there. Oh, what's it?
Skunk Ape.
Skunk Ape. Yeah. Skunk Ape.
Oh, stinky boy.
Back to Mothman. Yes. Where her account went viral with thousands of shares. The sightings, reported over 3 nights, took a wild turn when a minor bridge collapsed days later on June 12th, snarling traffic but causing no injuries. Locals are now whispering that Mothman, infamous for his 1966 to 67 appearances before West Virginia's tragic Silver Bridge collapse, is back to signal trouble. Photos from a trucker's dash cam show a blurry dark shape against the twilight sky, fueling heated debates on forums. Some claim that it's an omen of bigger disasters to come, with posts on social media pointing to strange lights in the area as evidence of supernatural activity. Skeptics, including Ohio Department of Transportation officials, chalk it up to a misidentified barn owl or a drone prank, noting that Route 33's bridges are routinely inspected. Wildlife experts add that large owls can appear eerie in low light with reflective eyes mimicking Mothman's glow. Yet believers aren't convinced, citing the 1960s Point Pleasant sightings, where over 100 witnesses reported a similar creature as proof of Mothman's prophetic powers. With hashtag Mothman2025 trending, the question burns. Is this winged enigma a real cryptid warning us of danger, or just a trick of the light? I mean, we tend to bring the Mothman up a bit. Well, fairly often, because, I mean, you've visited Point Pleasant how many times now? Like at least 3 or 4?
Tomorrow will be at least the 3rd time, possibly 4th time.
Yeah. Yep. He is definitely up on the top of our cryptid list. I mean, between him and I guess now this, little Ozark beast, I guess I should start looking out for him since I'm out in this area. Bigfoot sightings, they've been around the area a little bit too, so I don't think we get any Mothman out this way, though.
If you see the Ozark howler, tell him I said Ozark.
I'll make sure to let the little puppy know. Oh, man. Yeah, I find it interesting that it keeps popping up in areas where bridges are collapsing.
Well, that's the origin of Mr. Mothman.
Yes.
When I'm up there, hopefully I have time to actually stop in and actually check out the gift shop and the museum this time, and hopefully they're not mean to me this time. But we'll see.
Hopefully not.
When I'm up there tomorrow, see if I can get one of the Mothman stole my catalytic converter stickers.
Definitely. That would be awesome. Oh, that's great. Just throw it on the back of your car. Wing, ging, 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 ging. All right. I guess that'll bring us to our last news story this week. The Appalachian Revival Surge. In today's Christian story, we're zooming in on a remarkable story lighting up the hills of Appalachia in 2025. A wave of revival meetings that got folks calling it the Appalachian Awakening. Over the summer of 2025, small towns across eastern Kentucky, from Hazard to Pikeville, have become the epicenter of an unexpected spiritual surge. It started in June when a roadside prayer meeting in a Walmart parking lot drew dozens, then hundreds, for nights of worship, preaching, and reported miracles. Locals describe a woman in her 50s, paralyzed for years, standing from her wheelchair during a July gathering, a moment captured in grainy video that exploded on social media with thousands of shares. Dubbed the 2025 Appalachian Awakening, these leaderless, spontaneous gatherings have seen thousands, some say up to 10,000, flocking to fields and churches, singing hymns and sharing testimonies of healing, from restored vision to eased chronic pain. Posts on social media highlight a palpable hope in communities hit hard by economic decline, with attendees claiming the Holy Spirit is guiding the movement, echoing the 1801 Cane Ridge revival that once shook the region. Skeptics, including some sociologists, argue it's mass hysteria driven by desperation in an area scarred by job loss and opioid struggles, pointing out that no medical records verify the healing. Yet, believers counter with stories of transformed lives, like a former miner who says he overcame addiction after a revival prayer. Local pastors report packed services and new baptisms with no single figurehead, just a shared sense of divine presence. Historical parallels to past revivals fuel the faithful's conviction, but critics wonder if it's a temporary emotional high. Well, I know there's been a lot of revivals happening across the nation. Not just in eastern Kentucky. What was it, just like 2-3 years ago? The entire nation just woke up one day and started pushing these major events, revivals and pop-up tents for preaching and just even the roadside prayer. I mean,
I know there was I can't remember the name of the college, but it was in Kentucky.
yep.
There was a big revival at was it Asbury College? Sounds right to me, but I could be wrong. But I know my wife actually went to it with our friend David's wife, and they
Yeah.
actually went and checked it out while that was going on. But yeah, there's been. I'm seeing. I think we've covered it before a little bit. We've talked about it where, I'm seeing a lot of, at least a lot more anyway, in the realm of celebrities and influencers like getting saved and living for Jesus.
Yeah.
People you wouldn't necessarily think might go that way, and then
Yeah. No,
one
I
of the
mean, it just continues to explode.
yeah.
Asbury University in Wilmore on February 8th through the 24th of 2023.
Yeah. So
Around
Asbury.
50 to 70,000 visitors reported of healing, confessions, and a seminical participation. Oh, so different branches of Christianity all coming together: Methodist, Baptist, Catholic. I mean, the list goes on. A lot of classes were
Don't
canceled
get
during
me
the time, and
started.
it spread to other campuses like Lee University in Tennessee. So
Yeah. And funny enough, oh wait, I think we talked about this when we recorded the last podcast, but
yeah.
according to somebody, the rapture is supposed to happen today. So
Well, you know,
if it
so
does,
far,
hopefully, you know,
I mean, we're on one end of
uh,
things or the other. Either it's not happening, or you know, we messed up. Ron.
I'm gonna say hopefully if it does happen, and then all the Christians are finally in one place in heaven, they won't fight about being Baptist or Methodist or you know
Lutheran, or yeah, no,
Lutheran or
all the other variations.
Episcopalian. Yeah, because I don't think we finally get to heaven. I don't think God's gonna be like, well, you Baptists were right, or what? Pick any of the denominations.
Yeah, yeah. Those big giant dinners you were having all the time, that's what makes sure you get into heaven over everyone else.
But yeah, I think that's a huge downfall in the body of Christ right
Yes.
now, is that there's a lot of
Segregation.
division.
Yeah.
And it's just, if you read the Bible and talk or see how God talks about unity, the way the body of Christ right now, we are not 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 making it. We're not doing it
No.
right.
No. No.
There's a lot of division and a lot of just God talks about, he wants us to be so unified as Christians that it looks like the relationship he and Jesus have. So
Absolutely.
how, and I don't think you can look around and see very much of that. So
No.
get it together, Christians. Let's love each other. That's literally what it says. That the world's going to know that we are who we are by the way we love each other.
Yes.
So
Yep. Well, it
I'll
seems
leave
like
that
it's.
alone right there.
I will say this, especially out there in Kentucky, the revival continues to stretch from all the way out to Auburn University in Alabama, um, the University of Kentucky back in February of this year. Yeah, multiple campuses: Cedarville, Samford Extensions, National Collegiate Day of Prayer. I mean, it just seems like Gen Z is finally kind of, and that's what keeps popping up a lot in these different reports I'm seeing is Gen Z, Gen Z, Gen Z. It seems they're finally kind of waking up to the idea that, being lost isn't exactly the way they want to go. And it's kind of nice to
Yeah.
see a huge spur, especially in younger people, because I know when I was college age, I was about as lost as they could get.
Yeah.
I was more worried about.
So I hope it keeps happening.
Yeah, no, I agree. All right. Well, I guess that's going to bring us to our main segment for the week. This week we're going to go over a pretty big conspiracy that hangs pretty heavy in my mind. Something that I've mentioned a few times before, and something that just kind of pushes the realization that people will sometimes believe what's fed to them without giving it a second thought.
No.
So,
So the conspiracy we're going over today is going to be the fact that if you don't repost the Facebook status that says the government can't steal your pictures and information, then they will steal your pictures and information. Right?
oh, I love those social media posts. It's like, if you take my pictures, I'm going to sue you. It's like, yeah, okay, good luck. It's the internet, bud. Once you've posted something on the internet, it's free game to everybody. Ugh.
I'm right though, right? That's what we're talking about.
Oh no. This week we're going to talk about the JFK assassination and all of the some of
Okay.
this conspiracy that's kind of around that. So,
There's a conspiracy around it.
oh, there's all kinds of conspiracy around it, man. You know, the magic bullet and the Warren Commission and, you know, Jack Ruby, Lee Harvey Oswald. I mean, these are all key figures that are going to pop up in this story. And my personal favorite, you know, District Attorney Jim Garrison, he's going to pop up a little bit in there too. Oh, all right. So today we're diving deep into one of the most enduring mysteries in American history, the assassination of John F. Kennedy on November 22nd, 1963, who at the time was our president. Over 60 years later, the official story clashes with a web of conspiracies that keep truth seekers up at night. Was it a lone gunman or something far more sinister? Let's unpack some facts and the theories as of September 2025, with fresh declassifications still fueling the fire. So, the official narrative, as laid out by the Warren Commission in 1964, pins the blame squarely on Lee Harvey Oswald, a former military member and Marxist sympathizer who allegedly acted alone. Oswald fired 3 shots from the 6th floor of the Texas School Book Depository in Dallas, with the fatal bullet striking JFK in the head. 2 days later, nightclub owner Jack Ruby gunned down Oswald on live television, silencing him forever. Key facts include the magic bullet theory, a single shot that passed through JFK's neck and wounded Governor John Connally, supported by ballistics matching Oswald's rifle. The commission found no evidence of conspiracy, attributing Oswald's motives to personal ideology. However, inconsistencies abound. Eyewitnesses reported shots from the grassy knoll ahead of the motorcade. The Zapruder film's graphic footage shows JFK's head snapping backwards, suggesting a frontal shot. In 1979, the House Select Committee of Assassinations, or the HSCA, as it'll be known as from here on, concluded there was likely a conspiracy based on acoustic evidence of a 4th shot, though it couldn't identify co-conspirators. Adding to the intrigue, New Orleans District Attorney Jim Garrison launched his own investigation in the late 1960s, convinced the assassination was a CIA orchestrated plot. In 1967, Garrison charged businessman Clay Shaw with conspiring to kill JFK, alleging Shaw's ties to anti-Castro groups and intelligence operatives. The 1969 trial became a media circus, with Garrison presenting witnesses claiming Oswald and Shaw met with an anti-Castro Cubans in New Orleans. However, the defense dismantled the case, key witnesses recanted or were discredited, evidence like forged documents emerged, and Garrison's methods were criticized as overzealous. Sadly, Shaw was acquitted after less than an hour of deliberation, but the trial popularized conspiracy theories, including Oliver Stone's 1991 film JFK. Garrison's probe uncovered Oswald's New Orleans connections to pro and anti Castro figures, but no solid proof of a plot. It remains the only trial to be brought for the assassination of President Kennedy. Critics called it a publicity stunt, while supporters see it as a suppressed truth. Recently, 2025 declassifications mentioned Garrison's files, reigniting debates. Fast forward to 2025, the conspiracies are alive and well, amplified by recent document releases under the JFK Records Act. Popular theories implicate the CIA, furious over JFK's handlings of the Bay of Pigs, the Mafia seeking revenge for Attorney General Robert Kennedy's crackdowns, or even Vice President Lyndon B. Johnson eyeing the Oval Office. Cuban exiles and the KGB get nods too, tied to Oswald's defection to the Soviet Union and pro Castro activities. The Umbrella Man on the grassy knoll and the mysterious three tramps arrested nearby add fuel, with some claiming they were CIA operatives. Declassified files from 2023 through 2025 reveal the CIA surveillance on Oswald pre assassination, including his Mexico City visits to Cuban and Soviet embassies, but no smoking gun. Theorists point to the withheld documents over 3,000 pages still redacted as proof of a cover up. Skeptics argue it's all coincidence and flawed memory, but polls show that 60% of Americans believe in a conspiracy. As new AI analysis of the Zapruder film in 2025 suggests possible multiple shooters, the debate rages: lone wolf or deep state plot. So, this digs so deep into my mind simply because, I mean, this really didn't hit me too hard until I saw that JFK movie back in 91, maybe 92 or 93. It would have been out on television by the time I saw it. But, we're talking about, I'm maybe 4 or 5 years old when I see this movie. So this is like one of those formative movies you see in your childhood. And it just kind of, the whole thing's always sat wrong with me.
Yeah.
The idea of a bullet being able to travel through two different people in a weird Z shape. I mean, supposedly the bullet hit either the neck or head, traveled through his body, off of his hip and through his knee into the guy sitting in front of him. We've got, quote unquote, declassified files that still have huge numbers of redactions. Like, I've tried looking these files up, and there's just black bar after black bar after black bar. All of this information that they can't supposedly give away, even though it's been well over 60-ish years since the assassination. Like, there's probably no one, if anyone, left alive that's connected to this. Yeah, 63 to 25. Yeah, that's 62 years. I mean, I've never understood why our government can't be upfront with us about information. I understand that some people feel it's necessary to, quote unquote, protect the community and all that, but oof. It fuels something inside of me that I've always had, the need to question not just everything, because there are a lot of things in this world that I don't question, but there are certain things it's like, okay, show me, show me what's real, show me what's right, and I will wholeheartedly be behind it. Yeah, it kind of goes back to. No, go ahead.
I was going to say, where you landed on the theory in your mind, what actually went down?
I'm pretty sure it's multiple shooters. I mean, you've got shots coming from the front, you've got shots coming from behind, you've got the quote unquote three tramps that were supposedly found with a rifle as well. Was it CIA? Was it, Lyndon B. Johnson, the mafia? There's not. I would think for this level of cover up, it would have to be CIA or FBI. It would have to be government related. Was it to get Johnson into office? Possibly. I mean, you've got the Bay of Pigs, you've got Vietnam, you've got a lot of these different things that JFK involved himself in to try to change the world for better in some cases, not in some other cases. You know, he's got a long list of issues in the bedroom supposedly, but that's for another day, another time. But I don't know. I felt like he was silenced to stop progress.
Yeah.
I'm guessing this isn't as big of a thing for you.
No, I never really spent a whole lot of time on this one.
Yeah. I mean, and that's understandable. I mean, given the nature of it, you know, it was just another blatant murder of somebody who was saying and doing the right things and just kind of got shut down. You know, we see too much of
Yeah.
that in this world. You know, it's not just JFK. It's not just, you know, recent events. We've got, you know, Martin Luther King, and we've got, I mean, the list could go on for a very long time of people who are making progress, making a difference, and yeah, it just kind of stops and it leaves a void in people's lives. It leaves sadness and anger and distrust.
So you're on the. Do you think the multiple shooters were basically the like the people and places they mentioned, like someone
The
shot
grassy
from
knoll.
the book, the Grassy Knoll, the book depository,
Yep, there was a fence
wherever
line
else, or
close
do you
by
think it
that
was those
there
were?
was the three tramps at. I honestly think it was multiple sources. They ensured that he did not make it out of that plaza. And not only that, but
I
these
can't,
gunmen were
I can't
so
say for
good.
sure.
Yeah. I mean, there's been accounts of Lee Harvey Oswald being unable to hit a target at 100 yards while he was in the military. I mean, there's different sources that say that he was a poor gunman in general. The fact that only Kennedy was hit when he was
If
in a
I'm,
car full of people, you know, his wife, a governor, the driver, surrounded by security, you're talking about like one dude being hit, and then the governor got a little bit of injury out of it as well.
if I'm remembering right, I feel like I heard somewhere a theory along the way of someone shooting from like inside a water runoff thing on the side of the road or something. I'm gonna try to look it
Um,
up because that sounds like I might just be totally wrong. So
oh, I'm looking myself. I mean, we know for sure the book suppository or book depository.
you just had to get it, didn't you? Had to get
Had
it in there.
to
So
throw one in there.
apparently there was a district attorney named Jim Garrison I think you just said his name a little bit ago. His
Yeah, yeah.
investigation into the JFK assassination. He alleged on a TV interview that a shooter fired a .45 caliber bullet from inside a sewer manhole on Elm Street right in front of the motorcade's path.
Yep.
He released wire photos showing the manhole opening and claimed the assassin escaped through Dallas's interconnected sewer system. So yeah, I did remember that correctly.
Yep. So the official location per the Warren Commission is the Texas School Book Depository from the sixth floor in a southeast facing window. Um Supposedly he had
Yes.
cracked off 3 shots in the time of 6 to 8 seconds with a which I mean I've seen plenty of rifle users use a oh where you lift it, pull it
Rifle.
back, and then load the next round. What is that called?
Bolt action.
Why I'm bolt action. Yes, I have seen people crack off bolt action rounds quickly. But you're talking about a guy who's 6 feet up in the air, or it's not 6 feet, but 6 floors up in the air, who has been said multiple times to be a very, very poor shooter, racking off 3 shots in 6 to 8 seconds. You've got the grassy knoll, which eyewitnesses Gordon Arnold and Gene Hill reported seeing a figure. The quote unquote badge man is a figure in the Mormon photo. You've got the Dallas, Texas building across Houston Street. It was literally the opposite building from the book depository. Some say that they heard the ballistics from that angle. Ballistics angles align with a possible shot hitting Kennedy's back. Alleged sightings of a suspicious figure in the windows. You've got the triple underpass, the storm drain, like you were saying. There's some saying that some witnesses say they heard something from the county records building. You've got the railroad yard, which was behind the grassy knoll. Some witnesses reported hearing shots from there. And then supposedly a south knoll, which was opposite the grassy knoll, where more speculative trajectory analysis suggests a better shot angle than even the tower. So, I mean, that's just what, 6, 7 places alone? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. I mean, there's
Yeah.
too much there that doesn't line up. And we continue to get nothing from our government to explain any of it.
Well, people don't like telling on themselves.
Oh, definitely not. And again, maybe this is something that won't come out for another 20, 30 years because they're trying to keep things suppressed for the few people that are still alive and connected to it. I mean, the whole Kennedy family has always had very bad luck when it comes to things like this. You know, Kennedy's son died in that plane crash. You've got his brother who was shot not too long after his assassination. I mean, Kennedy family
So
curse.
apparently there's also a theory that he was shot by someone inside the car.
Inside the car, yeah. No, that was another one I'd
Apparently,
heard of as well.
yeah, apparently there's a fella named William Cooper that wrote a book called Behold a Pale Horse. Uh, then he claimed that the driver, William Greer, turned and shot Kennedy with a pistol.
Mm-hmm.
Apparently, that's something he alleged that he could kind of pick up on the Zapruder film. So, and also
Yeah.
apparently there's been some fringe fringe theories that there was a hidden weapon mechanism built into the car itself that was just like a something that was triggered to go off
A
that did
failsafe,
it.
basically.
So
Yeah.
who
I mean,
knows?
they wanted the man dead and they wanted to make it a very public thing. Yeah.
Yeah.
And then you've got the family itself. I mean, you've got Rosemary Kennedy, Joseph Sr.'s uh, daughter, who was mentally disabled. There was a botched lobotomy that happened to her when she was 23, trying to highlight the whole family's perfect image thing. You've got Joseph P. Kennedy Jr., Joseph's son, who, was in the Navy. He died in a mysterious explosion in a plane over the English Canal. You've got Kathleen Kennedy's plane crash. Daughter Kick is what they called her. She died at 28 in a plane crash in France with her supposed lover amid family disapproval. You've got the JFK assassination, Robert Kennedy's assassination, Edward M. Kennedy Jr., Ted Kennedy's son was diagnosed with bone cancer at 12. You've got Senator Ted Kennedy drove off a bridge and ended up surviving it, but his wife or passenger, Mary Jo Kopenish, ended up drowning. You got David Kennedy's drug OD in '84, which was RFK's son. You got Michael Kennedy's skiing accident in '97. John F. Kennedy Jr.'s plane crash in '99. I mean, this family, this just goes on. There's like 3 or 4 or 5 more. So
Let's say they've got some
something
I
not
don't want
good
to say
going
bad
on in
luck,
that family.
but
Yeah, because I mean,
I would
luck's
say
not really a thing.
either something's real off or whoever they are is out to get them. Like
Yeah,
I think coincidence only goes so far. Like
yeah. I mean, the latest was in 2020 where Robert F. Kennedy's granddaughter and her son drowned in the Chesapeake Bay. So, I mean, it just, yeah, it's a sad state of affairs. But, the awesome part is God is here for us in all of that. And I think this is a decent time to transition into our in Him statement. This week, we're
all
going to go
right.
to 1 John 3:24. Know he who keeps his commandments abides in him, and he in him. And by this we know that he abides in us by the Spirit whom he has given us. A lot of crazy bad things happen around us. We see it on the TV all the time. We see it in our lives. We see it with our friends, our family. Social media has become such a prevalent thing in our world that information hits us as soon as it happens. And we get lost, we get confused, we get scared, we get fearful. But, I mean, like it says, when we abide in him by his commandments, we are in him. God has got us through all of this. He's got our backs no matter what, as long as we just, stick to Romans 10:9 or 10:9 through 10. You know, it, this is a great way to reach out to God and to really, give yourself a chance to be a part of this, be a part of his life and be under his protection, to keep the bad things away. Because, I mean, just this last Sunday, I was listening to Pastor Amber and her story about the tornado that almost hit their home. Like, they prayed over it, and, God kept anything bad from
Yeah.
happening to their family. Um, you know, but yeah, no, back to Romans 10:9 and 10.
That
If thou shalt confess with thy mouth the Lord Jesus, and shalt believe in thine heart that God hath raised him from the dead, you shall be saved. For with the heart man believeth unto righteousness, and with the mouth confession is made unto salvation. So basically, believe in your heart and confess that he is your Lord and Savior. And you've got God. I mean, you've got no reason to be afraid anymore. You've got no reason to be scared or worried. You know, even in your final moments, you know that you are going somewhere good and loved and cared for and taken care of. He has a place in his home for all of us. It's just sometimes you got to take that jump. You got to reach out and talk to him. And honestly, the way I understand it, that's all he wants from us. He wants us to love him and be there and, just have a conversation with him. Yeah, this took a little bit of a dark turn for me, but I mean, you just got to take the time to pray it out, talk to God, allow him to be in your life, and it it will get better. It does get better. I mean, I see it all the time. Little blessings here and there, things just going right in my life simply because I stopped and I prayed and I listened to God. And I really do hope that this hits somebody out there, you know. Yeah. Any input from you, Perry?
Nope. It's all good. It's all
All
God.
right. God is good.
Keep on keeping on.
Yep.
Yeah.
All right.
Whenever,
Well,
if you hear this, hold on. We got
yeah.
the, we got to mention.
The Discord
When
and
you
the
hear
Facebook
this,
groups.
you will, at the very least, we will have a YouTube channel and a Facebook group up. So just look up the Tinfoil Tabernacle on those
Yep.
platforms. And if there's any other spots by that time, they'll be mentioned in the somewhere on those pages as well. So
Absolutely. Absolutely. And please feel free to follow, rate, subscribe, send us, your own kind of crazy, weird stories or your favorite conspiracies, you know, possibly give us ideas for future stuff that we haven't thought of.
or
But
correct
yeah.
anything we said wrong.
Oh, yes, please correct us because I don't like being wrong personally. Like, it's not a character flaw, I'd say, but I like to be educated. I like to know that if I've said something off kilter or wrong, that I can adjust that. I can, be brought real information to fix that. All right. And that is it for our gathering at the Tinfoil Tabernacle, where curiosity congregates.